Hi there and welcome back to Healing Gems. Thanks for joining me today. So today we're going to do a short tapping video on the fear of overdoing it with chronic fatigue. So the reason I decided to do this today was I've got quite a lot of stuff going on. Like I'm working Monday to Friday. I'm trying to do more videos for the YouTube channel, and I've started doing a face yoga instructor course as well. So I've got lots of things going on, and in the back of my mind, obviously I'm always worried about maintaining a balance and, keeping myself, as fit and healthy as I possibly can. So with that in mind, we're going to get stuck straight in. So first of all, I just want you to come into your body, and if you're in a state of feeling like you are worried about overdoing it, then just feel where you can feel that at the moment. So for me, I can really feel it, like sort of a bit of anxiety in my chest. I can feel it a bit in my stomach, and I just feel a little bit like constricted. So I just want you to tune into those feelings just for a few seconds. You can close your eyes to do this. Just notice where they are in your body. And just take a couple of deep breaths in and out here. So breathing in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth, whatever feels good for you. And we're just going to start to slow our body down. We're going to start to slow our thoughts down. And we're just going to come into our body and face that fear head on and try and shift it, even just a little bit. Okay, so tapping on the karate chop point. So even though I feel all this fear of overdoing it and having a flare-up of chronic fatigue symptoms, I choose to completely and utterly love, honour and accept myself. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Out through the mouth. Even though I feel so fearful about increasing my activity, I feel fearful about overdoing it because I know how awful the repercussions can be, and I don't want to go there. So I'm scared about increasing even just a little bit. I choose to relax. I choose to just soften my body a little bit. And I choose to just let my body know I'm going to listen to it. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Even though I feel all this anxiety about overdoing it, about increasing my activities and pushing the baseline and possibly crashing or feeling an onset of symptoms. But I choose to know that I do have to increase my activity just a little bit in order to get better. That's part of the healing process. So maybe I could just accept that I might feel a little bit bad afterwards. I might feel a few more symptoms. This is part of the healing journey. And I choose to completely and utterly accept where I am and how I'm feeling right now. Okay, take a deep breath in and out. Right, start tapping through the points, starting on the eyebrow point. All this fear of overdoing it. I'm so scared that I'm going to overdo it and come crashing back down again. I'm so worried that the symptoms are going to come back or increase or get worse or have a flare-up. I just feel all this anxiety in my body, and you can say where you feel it. So I can feel all this anxiety in my chest, my stomach, wherever it is that it shows up for you. I feel all this anxiety about overdoing it. I feel all this fear about overdoing it. I'm so scared that that I'm going to make myself worse again, that I don't want to do anything. I'm so afraid that just doing a little bit more could result in a massive setback, because it's happened to me before. And I don't like having a crash. It feels horrible. It feels awful. It feels like the world is caving in when I have a crash. Top of the head. And because I felt like this before, and I know how awful a crash can be, it makes me not want to increase my activity levels. It makes me want to play safe. It makes me want to just stay in the bubble that I'm in and not risk it. I just have so much anxiety about overdoing it. I have so much anxiety about increasing my baseline. And to be honest, you know, this baseline that everyone talks about is so hard to find anyway. I'm just so afraid. I'm so afraid of making myself worse that I don't want to increase my activity levels at all. And I don't know where my limits are sometimes. Sometimes I'm feeling quite good and I do a bit too much and then I come crashing back down. It's so freaking hard to work out like what I should and shouldn't be doing. It's so annoying and frustrating. And it just makes me afraid. I just feel really, really afraid to do anything more than what I'm doing now. Okay, just take a nice deep breath in and out for me. Place your hands on your heart. So just check in and see how you're feeling now. See if the anxiety is just reduced, even just a little bit. So again, we're going to come back to the karate chop point and we're going to start to maybe look at this a bit of a different way. Okay, so even though I still feel really anxious about overdoing it, perhaps I can start to just relax about this a little bit and not be such a control freak about it. I completely and utterly love and accept myself. Deep breath in and out. Even though I still have this remaining fear that I'm going to overdo it, that I'm going to have a crash, that I'm going to put myself back months, perhaps I could just be open to increasing my activity just a little bit, because that means I'm going to start healing, because this is the way out. And maybe I didn't know that, but to recover from chronic fatigue, you do have to push the boundary just a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but maybe I can consider doing that. And I choose to soften my body now and choose to let my body know I am okay, just to do a little bit more. Even though I'm so freaking worried about overdoing it and having a flare up of symptoms, because it feels so bad and I don't want to go back there. I choose to know I can increase my activity levels in a controlled and sustained and easy way without putting too much pressure on myself to do it perfectly. And again, I choose to soften my body. I choose to let my body know it is safe, that I am safe to do just a little bit more. Okay, tapping on the top of the head. All this fear about overdoing it, this fear and worry about doing too much and come crashing back down, because it's happened to me in the past and it doesn't feel so good, and that's an understatement. But maybe I can just start to relax a bit about it. Maybe I can just allow my body to do a little bit more when it feels good enough to do it. Perhaps I can not be so rigid about the whole thing. Maybe I can actually just tune into my body, see how my body's feeling on any given day, and see, okay, I'm feeling a bit better today, a bit brighter today, a bit more energized today. So maybe I could increase my activity just a little bit. Nothing too extreme, even if I want to, because I know I've done that in the past. You know, I've felt energy in the past and I've gone, you know, all out. I've gone on a hike, I've done more work, I've socialised with friends longer, and I paid for it. So no wonder I'm scared. No wonder I'm scared. Top of the head. But what if I can just be a bit more gentle with myself, not put pressure on myself to do all the things that I want to get done? You know, perhaps I could just do one thing, one extra thing. That might be hoovering one room. Don't have to go crazy and hoover the whole house. It might be having a conversation for 10 minutes longer. It might be actually going for a lovely walk and feeling the fresh air on your skin. But I choose to only do this if it feels right to me at that time. And I can start to work on maybe like an 80% rule. So if I feel like 80% I'm capable of doing this extra activity, then I'm going to give it a go. And I might get it wrong. And symptoms will flare up. But maybe I might get it right. And that starts to increase my bandwidth. It starts to increase my resilience. It starts to increase my confidence that I can do this. And little by little, step by step, my activity levels begin to expand without me even really trying. I can't do that. I absolutely can't do that. I'm so scared that I'm going to have a crash. And I might. But I've had a crash before and I came out of it, however long it took. And we just start again. But if I do this in a controlled, sustained, easy manner, listening to my body, working on the 80% rule, it's likely that I actually am going to be able to heal. And there will be setbacks because that's how chronic fatigue works. You know, it's not linear. Healing does not happen in a linear way. There's going to be ups and downs, peaks and troughs. So I just, in my mind, understand that's how healing happens. And almost, if I do an activity and it brings about a few symptoms, actually that's a good thing because my body is responding and healing and increasing its bandwidth just a little bit. Obviously, if I have a crash, I know I've done too much. So then I just have to make it a bit smaller. Make that activity a little bit smaller. So I'm starting to feel a bit more confident that I can increase my activity levels, listening to me, listening to my body, listening to my intuition, whether I think something's right or wrong for me, not anyone else. Not comparing myself, you know, if whoever can go on a half an hour walk and I can't, so be it. I'll go on a 5-minute walk and give myself a thumbs up for doing it. Congratulate myself for whatever activity I do. Because, okay, I'm not like everybody else right now. My nervous system's just, you know, very highly strung, highly sensitive right now. And it can't cope. It can't cope with doing what is perceived as normal activities. But I can. You know, I can do something. And I can enjoy whatever I do as well. And I think even doing something and enjoying it, being in that moment, that's what's going to get me better. It is. So I choose right here, right now, to let go of the fear of overdoing it and just listen to myself. Listen to me. Trust me. To trust myself, and I can do this. Okay, put your hands on your heart area. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And you know what? Give yourself a little squeeze, and you can just squeeze down those arms. There's lots of acupressure points in your arms that help calm the body, that help tell the body that you are safe and well. Okay, so I hope you found that beneficial. I know actually I feel a lot calmer, so I hope you do too. So if you've got any comments, please leave them below. You know, if there's any other video suggestions you want, let me know. I'll try and do them as well. But good luck on your healing journey, and remember, it is a journey, and you know, it can be quite a long, tedious journey, but you know, it is possible to feel better. And you're not going to go from like feeling like you're on death's door to, you know, completely vibrant overnight. You're not. But remember, like, every step of your healing journey, you are going to start to feel better and better, and you're going to be able to do more and more and more, and you're going to be able to increase the thresholds. And yes, you might have to come back sometimes, but slowly, surely, you will do it. Okay, from my heart to yours, namaste.